So don't go telling people Deja said I can do this or no. Hey guys, it's Deja and welcome back to my channel. This video, I am going to be talking about how I was able to become a first-time home owner at 24. Disclaimer, I am in no way, shape, or form a professional advisor, a mortgage lender, a real estate agent, a mortgage advisor. I'm none of that, okay? So don't go telling people Deja said I can do this or no, okay? Talk to your real estate agent, talk to your mortgage lender. Don't blame me, okay? That's all I'm gonna say. My first step to buying a home was deciding that I actually wanted to buy a home. I enjoyed renting. We rented an apartment by the beach. It was perfectly situated. Accessibility was on point. It was really cute, but I was at a point in my life where I just had a kid. I am married. I need to settle down. That's where I was at when I wanted to buy a home, okay? That doesn't mean you need to now decide, hey, let me go buy a home. That might not be in your plans, okay? But I guess if you're watching this video, you're probably thinking about it. The second step in my home buying process was making sure that I had good credit. So good credit is, I cannot stress this enough. Good credit was so important in us being qualified to receive a mortgage loan. It was the first thing that they checked after our ID cards, probably. But yeah, we needed to, our credit was good. I'm not gonna lie, we didn't have terrible credit. It was over 700. But we needed it to get to a point where if we were not going to qualify for a first-time homeowners loan, we needed to make sure that we were good enough to receive a regular loan. So I had a little bit of tips on fixing your credit, which I feel like a lot of people don't actually know. So in order to fix your credit, sometimes you need to do like the snowballing effect. So the snowballing effect basically is working your way up to the larger loan. So you start off paying the smaller loans. Let's say you have a personal loan that's like $3,000 or $2,000 or how much ever, and you decide you've been making your payments on your student loan and your car loan and all of these large loans that you have, but it's not really impacting it as much as it would impact the smaller loan. So I would say work on towards paying off the smaller loan first and then work your way up, because you will get that out of the way. That's freeing up some money that you can eventually use towards another loan. Let's say you have another loan that's like $5,000 or $6,000. So you pay off the $3,000 one, and now you have, let's say you pay $200 per month on that. You now have $200 extra to put towards your other loan, if that makes sense. So in order to do this, you will need to make minimum payments on your larger loans. Like, let's say you have a credit card and your minimum payment is $50, then you need to just pay $50 on that and then use the majority of your bills money towards the smaller loan. And if that means paying $300, $400, $500 on that per month, you can eventually pay that off in what, 5 or 6 months. So now you have that much money to put towards your second your larger loan. Okay, so this is a tip that I don't know if it is the best advice, but I found that extending credit lines helps towards the overall outlook of the mortgage lender on your credit. So let's say you only had one credit card, and that credit card is for $1,000. And the mortgage lender is now looking at your credit and saying, this person is only approved for $1,000. Why? Why aren't banks and institutions more willing to lend her money or lend him money? So I I would say reach out to whoever your lender is for that credit card and say, hey, I want to extend this credit line. Or you could also just open a new credit card, and that generally gives the lender an idea that, okay, this person is financially literate and we can lend this person money. Mind you, I need to add in that you must not be using more than 30%, and actually it shouldn't be more than 10% of your credit cards. That has a major impact on your overall credit score. So if you can, keep it below 10%, but if you cannot, keep it below 30%, because that's the cutoff mark that they really be looking at. Okay, so my third part of my process was reaching out to the mortgage companies to see how much they would be willing to lend us. So that step is actually really crucial, because that step tells you how much you can afford, and it kind of like guides you throughout your home search. So you know, okay, I am approved for $500,000. This is how much I can spend. And that way you can take that letter that you receive from the mortgage lender, and you can take it to the real estate agent, and sellers might be more willing to work with you, because it is it's an indication to them that you are financially capable of buying this home. Side note, you have 2 weeks to apply to as many mortgage lenders as possible. So take advantage of that. It will not impact your credit score. Your credit score is only impacted once with the initial request for mortgage for a mortgage loan. So I just feel like that needed to be said. A lot of people didn't know that. I didn't know that, and now I do. So now I'm sharing the information with you. Boom! I just helped you. You can take that tip to your mortgage lender, and that one is certified, okay? You can say Deja told you. My fourth step in this mortgage buying process, in the home buying process, was to calculate our monthly expenses. So we had already been approved for a certain amount of money, but we still need to be able to, you need to be able to pay your mortgage, but you also need to be able to have money for outstanding loans. You need to have money for day-to-day expenses. You need to have money for your bills, your savings. You need to really calculate in that money and decide what's a comfortable amount that I would be willing to pay for, I will be able to spend in mortgage. So let's say, this is just an example, I receive $4,000 monthly, and my day-to-day expenses, including bills, my personal care, my entertainment, all of that it comes up to like $1,200 per month. And so that means you have about a little more than $3,000, a little less than $3,000 to spend on mortgage. So you would want to also consider and factor in that there will be things that would come up. Like if you're not buying a brand new home, small stuff can happen, a pipe can break, you punch I don't know. Listen, I don't know what can come up. Okay, we didn't reach into that part as yet, but you want to be prepared. And also you need to factor in that if you're like us, we were moving from a 900 square feet apartment to a 2,500 square feet house. So that means we will now need to furnish this 2,500 square feet house. So that was a huge expense that, well, being the overthinker and practical person that I am, had already factored that into our process. Know your limit, and you need to stick to it. So you say, okay, I can only spend $1,500 a month in mortgage or $2,500 a month in mortgage. Stick to that. Don't let anybody talk you into, oh, it's only a couple hundred extra. Know your limit and stick to it, okay? Because they're not gonna be there for you when you need the extra money, okay? You're gonna have to fork that up on your own. Okay, number 5 was looking into the different home buying options. So the different options include single family homes, townhomes, homeowners associations, and condos, and also multi-family homes. But consider that multi-family homes require a larger down payment, and I believe their interest rates are higher, but that's not something that we did, so I can't actually advise you on it. Number 6, finally, after you have your notes from the mortgage lender, you calculate your monthly expenses, then you will reach out to a real estate agent. That way, the real estate agent can know your range. They know at this point, you already know what type of home you're looking for. Now they can really start the process of looking for the home with you. Yeah, that's actually the fun part. That's the fun part, when the real estate agent sends you their link to all the homes that they have access to, or their website or whatever, and you start looking. You're up midnight looking at, this is my house, and you're like, this is my house, but somebody already had an offer on it. Also, when you're looking at homes, you need to pay attention to the under contract, because that's something we didn't know about, and we kept favoriting those homes that were already under contract. Under contract means that somebody has already put an offer on it, and that home is being inspected for that person, and it is under. Actually, so one thing I forgot to mention, when I spoke about the reaching out to the mortgage lender, you might want to find out about if your state permits you to qualify for a first-time home buyer's loan, which only requires you to put down 3 to 5% of the overall cost of the house. Those loans, I believe, generally they have a lower monthly payments. But okay, if you are going with a first-time home buyer's loan, make sure that you're only looking looking at sellers that accept that first-time home buyer's loan, because not all sellers accept that. Now we're at the point where we pick a house and we're under contract. Finally, the inspection was, the house passed the inspection and everything is good to go, and now we are just waiting to sign for this home to say that it is ours. This is the Loho house. You need to have your down payment ready. Let me tell you, these mortgage lenders don't care. Once they say, okay, it's time to sign, you need to have your money ready, and don't worry, they'll be on it. Like, they check your account to the point where they're like, you spent $200 at Target today. Why did you spend $200 at Target? Like, they would, if Carl, let's say Carl transferred me $100, they'll be like, why did he transfer you $100? You need to have a note from him stating that this was a gift to you and the reason for the gift. So let me tell y'all, they don't make no jokes. You don't want to be transferring no money. You don't want to be using no credit as if you don't need to, because they comb through your accounts. Like, they look at every single activity that's in your account, and they will call you and question you about it, and they will or might deny your loan because of activity that you cannot explain. Do not use your credit card if possible, because that can greatly affect your debt to income ratio, which I did not talk about. Debt to income ratio, guys, let me tell you, you need to have a low debt to income ratio. They do not care that you pay all of your bills on time. They need to see that you have money to pay your loan. They need to know that you have all of this extra money in case something comes up. The responsibility of owning a home is so great that, let's say, God forbid, okay, something is wrong with the roof and now you need to come out of pocket for whatever reason. They want to know that you have that money to come out of pocket. So make sure that your debt to income ratio is low. You don't want to have extremely high loans. You don't want to have too many loans. You don't want to have high credit usage. You don't want to have large car notes. You don't want to have just generally an excess use of money and large debt. Like, you don't want to have your monthly pay, your salary to be $2,000, but your debt for that month brings you total $1,800. They don't want that. If you're making $2,000, maybe you only need to have $1,000 in debt. And that's just an example. I don't know the exact numbers, but like I said, I'm not a professional. Don't say Deja said, okay? Minimize your spending, because like I said, the mortgage lenders, they're looking at every single thing. They want updated statements on your accounts. They make no joke. They are not forgiving. I need to stress that. Like, I think at one point, I don't remember what it was, but the person called me and she was like, why did you spend so much money? And I'm like, what do you mean? My savings is separate from my checking. Like, I already have your down payment. And she was like, no, you need to have explanation for this activity on your account. So that was an okay then moment. And then we were able to sign with the lawyer and the real estate agent, and we finally said, this is our house, not whoever was the previous owner, and give us the keys, let's go. Okay, and that was the woo, it is ours moment. It was the happiest moment, not of my life, but it was a pretty special moment for Carl and I. Thank you guys so much for watching my video. Please subscribe, and if you enjoyed this video, please click thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. Also, just have a great day, have a great life, be easy, guys.